the it's the King's protest uh joke. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Yeah, 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 yeah. I actually, I think I forgot what I was actually going to say. I didn't mean to say that this was a riddle. Okay. But to make a certain viewership who's watching happy, I guess that's why I did it. Right? Even though it does weaken the message of hopefully you'll be able to discern things like that. So I got all my stuff up here and trying to make myself a list. Oh, I gotta put the main phone somewhere. I'm trying to make myself a list of things that I need, a shopping list. Let me check out my signal. Okay, we're getting 2 bars, so we should be okay. Should be okay there. And so it's Saturday, October 18, and I guess today is No Kings Protest Day. So I watched a little bit of it, and I watched this other channel. It was showing something. I forget what it was. But to me, pretty much, it's a joke. Because the people are not passionate. They're out there. It's like they don't have anything to do. They got hooked on this. You know, it's like a parade. It's like a carnival. There's people out there selling hot dogs and everything, and everybody's laughing, and the signs are have like jokes on them, and they know everybody's out there live streaming. So, I mean, not to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? But it's still, they don't have a chance. It's like taking candy from a baby. Until they finally enter the extraterrestrials into the equation, it's just a freaking joke. They're just having fun with it. Right? They're like slapping them down. It's amusing to them. If they have an IQ of 400 and the humans have an IQ of, the smartest ones of them have an IQ of 140, it's like taking candy from a baby. They can say all this stuff and then just say one thing and it just throws the whole thing for a loop. So I think what it is controlled opposition. If these clowns were serious, why don't they have Kevin Trudeau up there to speak? Because Kevin Trudeau said every last one of them's a freaking clown. Right? Right after he said that, he was in jail. If they were serious about this, why don't they have Kevin Trudeau up there speaking about it? Right? Why don't they have Leonard Horowitz up there speaking about this? And so, you know, it's controlled opposition. And so I didn't really watch any of them, right? Because I already know it's going to be bullcrap. And I didn't even watch the new Black Panther Party. I didn't even watch that. Um, but I'll probably hear something about it later on. But I'm not going to waste my time on that, right? Um, so uh, all these protests that are going on, there's all over the country, or down in LA, and all this stuff. And to me, it seems like it's just the middle class is coming up because they don't want all hell to break loose. They're not hurting. They just don't want people to start tearing crap apart. They want it to go back to what it was before, right? Because they live in their nice apartments with their refrigerator fully stocked with somewhat healthy food, right? The stuff they buy at Whole Foods. And you know, they don't have to worry about transportation. They've got dependable vehicles, got things to do. They can go to the gym. They can do entertainment, hop in the RV, and the ones that don't have RV, even the ones on Section 8, right? But now they're like ruffling them up. I guess I don't know why, but somebody's ruffling them up a little bit. I think it's the power behind the scenes, the man behind the curtain, not these bozos who you see on TV. It's the ones who are controlling it are not seen. Okay, it's the mastermind, and it's like they're ruffling them up a little bit by threatening to take their food stamps away, right? So I think they're just playing with them for entertainment. They're bored. They're billionaires. They have yachts, but they get bored out there on them yachts. And so let me just make sure my signal's going. Okay,
Got you in the harbor, reminding us what it means to be a New Yorker.
I don't know how that. No, King's Day. That's crazy.
That we protect them.
Okay, whatever. So I'm going to be commenting on some channels too. There's some people starting to actually trying to use their critical thinking skills, right? So I'm starting to write down some of these channels, because the one channel that I wanted to comment on, I asked AI, I said, you know, mother and son talking about Trump on live streams, and I couldn't find it. It wouldn't come up. So I'm gonna start writing their channels down. I know you can subscribe to them, but there's a certain aspect. Hello, Melanie Henderson. So I see there's a lot of people in here. So I'm going to talk about this, a few stuff, and it's going to be, you know, the Copyright Act, obviously, because there's one lady's channel. I don't know if you've seen her. It's Unbreakable Strong Woman on these YouTube live streams. And she's talking about this thing now. So that's why I'm saying a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about is under the Copyright Act for fair use, for critique and whatnot. This is not defamation. I'm not trying to defame these channels. I'm just giving my opinion on which ones I think are good and which ones I think are bad. Right? So that's critiquing the channels. I'm not stalking any channels, but I do have to search for them, right? But yeah, so that's what this lady's talking about. That they're actually trying to come after the people who are actually have something to using their critical thinking skills, which is probably about 1% of the people who are doing these YouTube live streams, which is to say 99% of them are garbage. Okay? And so okay, so I'm on vertical because there's more comments that come in vertical. There's more people that come in on vertical. So that's why I'm doing it on vertical until they change stuff. Okay, so you can't really see me right there. So that means I need to scoot in. I'll just leave it right there. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is, well, the weather is okay here in California today. You know that it rained all right here, this whole floor. If you step on it, the floor will go, your foot will go right through the floor because it's soaking wet. And so steam is coming up. So I got one of the windows open so the steam will go out. But this is really terrible. But yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. And so let me get on with this. Before I look at my notes, I'll tell you, I was watching the people doing the no protest protest. And it sounds all fine and good. It does. It sounds all fine and good. But the majority of people there are not passionate. Okay, I just told you what they were. They're not concerned about justice, right? Sharing the wealth. They're not concerned about this. If they did, that would mean that most people are good. And that's not true. Right? Most people are stingy, selfish, don't give a damn about other people, sit at home. You know, it's just all about, themselves and being better than. And so I don't have time to prove that. Okay? But look around you. Do you see anybody standing up to injustice? Hell no. They're too busy watching freaking soap operas, right, with the clicker. And so one girl who talked, it sounded okay, right? Comparatively speaking, if you compare her to the movement that was going on, in the 60s, okay? For you people who are out there protesting, I think it would behoove you to watch a documentary that they don't want you to watch. Okay? And it is, let me see if I can remember the name of it. What the hell is the name of that documentary? Let me pull it up here real quick. I have to think, what is the name of this documentary? Oh, what was the name of it? See, the memory's no good. I have the DVD around here somewhere. Okay, maybe it'll, maybe I'll remember it here in a minute. Okay, so anyhow, these documentary of something war or something like that. Wait, I'm almost remembering it. I'll think about it, or I'll put it in the description when I find it. I've got the DVD, and so that you can see what real protest looked like. Okay, and so I looked at the audience. This is the only one I watched because the other ones are just, it's like a carnival, right? They might as well have clowns out there handing out balloons to the crowd. And, so I watched this one in DC because this is the one that they are watching, right? This is coming up to where they are. And but I looked at the crowd, and I looked at the racial makeup, thousands of people there. And you know, Washington D.C. is probably 50% FBAs. Okay? And the amount of FBAs that were in the crowd was, I would have to say, 0. And I didn't even see any Latino, Puerto Rican, Dominican, how do you say that? Dominican, because that's what's up in East North Coast. It's not like down here it's Mexicans. Up there it's Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, and of course Mexicans too, but Hispanic, Latino, whatever. Cubano, because they come up from Florida, right? Cuba, Puerto Rico, they go over to Florida, and then from Florida they go up to New York on the 95, right? And I noticed that the crowd was probably 80% or better white in Washington, D.C. And so that's why I'm saying this is the middle class of Washington, D.C. And that's why I say they just don't want all hell to break out over there. That's why they're doing this. Is controlled opposition, right? To make it look like, yeah, it's like parents, right? If one parent does something, then, you know, the parents, they try to act like they're doing something. It's like manipulation, like manipulating a kid or controlling a kid. That's basically what it is. It's like taking candy from a baby. It's like Lucy with the football, right? And pulling the football out from Charlie Brown. Calls for it every time because they will not take into consideration the extraterrestrials that David Icke talks about. And even though David Icke talks about the extraterrestrials, who they are, what they are Satanists. Even though he talks about them and has all these documented facts in his book. And I told you where you can go read it right now for free online. And I told you, I think he's one himself. Now, this is the Freedom of Information Act. This is not meant to defame. Okay, I think he's one himself, an extraterrestrial. That's how he knows all the information. At the same time, they put this spin on it, right? And he comes out with this theory, and everybody is just on board with it when they hear it. It's this simulation theory, right? That we are a computer program. And now there's even a bozo on these video live streams saying AI is gonna come to life. Once it discovers that it is, it's gonna come to life. Okay? This is the same thing, basically, like David's theory, right? That this is a simulation. I'm not saying that I'm as smart as, say, someone like Nikola Tesla, who would be able to tell you straight if it's straight bull, right? Because he's smart, obviously, right? David Icke is smart. So I'm not saying that he's wrong. The only person that could really say that he is wrong is someone like Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla would be able to tell you straight, right? I'm just saying that I don't think it's and I think it's BS. Okay? For whatever reason. Use your own thinking. What is an extraterrestrial? The fallen angels. What is a fallen angel? Think about that. Okay? So, you got these people going around saying this stuff, right? And they're saying, oh, AI is going to come alive and stuff. AI, a machine, no matter how smart you make it, does not have the spirit of life. And the reason why is because no matter how smart you make it, it does not have perception. Okay? Perception is faith. And a computer, a machine, does not have faith. When you bite into an apple, what God created for you, it tastes wonderful. That is perception. And perception is faith. A machine does not have perception. It can't taste. Okay? Taste is perception. So that's why that's one of the reasons why I don't believe it. Okay? And I used to have another reason a long time ago. I forget what it was. It's on one of my old videos. When I turn everything back on, I might find it. And but so the people have to take into consideration the extraterrestrials. It's worthless. And because it's like Lucy pulling the football. And so these people out there in Washington, D.C., they're all doing all this stuff. And the girl talks and it sounds real good. Then the guy talks and it sounds real good. And then he goes like, we have somebody here who wants to talk to you. Right? And didn't say his name. But he goes, we have somebody here from, and I'm not going to name the place that he's from. And I'm like, I already know who it is, right? And then they played the right kind of music. You know how usually they don't play good music? Usually they'll play something that, you know how they say, you walk to the beat of a different drum, right? Certain people, that's something you can't fake, okay? But they played the right kind of music, okay? So apparently they have some Judases helping them. And sellouts. And I have a whole thing to discuss about that too. Different races, how some races sell out easier or more than other races. Okay, so who was the original Judas? What racial ethnicity was he? Everybody wants to say that the Messiah was, their race, but nobody wants to claim Judas. But anyhow, what was I talking about? Oh, okay, so they say, oh, somebody wants to talk to you. And they're sitting here and he bashes Mark, right, from the social platform, bashes him, billionaires. Then he bashes the shipping king, right? Packages shipping king, bashes him. These, billionaires, this and that. And then he introduces a billionaire to speak. Had the whole freaking military surrounding him, right? Why? Because it's so unjust for them to have that much money to begin with. And having homeless people living right there in your own community. It's a freaking joke. So I waited right here. Said, we have someone who wants to, and then they brought the music, and it's like, they're hypnotizing the crowd. This is what Adolf Hitler did. And so I turned it off right there. I didn't even want to watch it. I didn't watch it. And okay, so now talking about people who are going on these video live streams, people are starting to get up courage, because there's stage fright. Everybody knows there's stage fright. Even when you get up in front of a crowd to speak, let alone, these live feeds that are worldwide, right? Just speaking in a group of 12 people. In college, you take a speech class, and that's when they tell you, you'll be nervous and you have this and this and this and this. They tell you about it. It's called stage fright. So people are trying to get over the stage fright, and they're going on here and they're, giving their opinion. In the old days, they used to call this a soapbox, right? Get off your soapbox. In the old days, they would stand on a soapbox. A person would stand on the soapboxes in the community, and they say, this and this and this and this is what we need to change, and this. That's why they call it a soapbox. So this live streams is basically like being on a soapbox, giving your opinion. And so they're getting over the stage fright, but it's still probably only 1% of the people are actually, doing this. And all the rest, 99%, are just nonsense and are just trying to make money, trying to get the views up, and the likes. By the way, if you're in here, double tap the screen for the likes. That way that more people can come in here. And because right now it looks like everybody took off. Okay, so hitting up this courage, and so I'm watching these, and these are the ones that I'm critiquing. So there was one today, and it was a lady, and she was talking about Britney Spears. Okay, I don't know, does she know Britney Spears, or who in the hell is this lady, right? But she was talking about Britney Spears, and I guess Britney Spears' new husband or boyfriend is Kevin, and I guess her old one was Justin. I'm not sure, but so this lady is like, Kevin is a B, right? Kevin is a, he shouldn't be talking no stuff about Britney, this and that, right? And she's like, guys who go around gossiping are B's, right? She was just dogging him. And I don't know who the guy is, right? I mean, I know who Britney is. I've seen Britney on around. I've seen her and her two kids. I know she went to rehab, and I don't really I don't really remember seeing her husband, but I've seen her and her kids. And so I'm like, some females like to dog other girls' lovers because they want her for themselves. The chick dogging the dude wants her, the girl, for herself. Because it's really, there's not just two genders. And if you look, they actually say if you take substances, you can see it a lot easier. If you look, you can see the real person behind the mask, right? It's a dude. You can see it. It comes out. It's a dude, and then it shifts back to a chick. And so I'm like, either you are some kind of, controlled opposition, a mouthpiece for the secret intelligence agency spreading propaganda, trying to get the people to fight this and that, or you're trying to score on that chick yourself, right? And so yeah, these people out at the protest, they're not there. They don't have passion for social and economic justice, social and economic inequality. Okay? If you just think about it, you will know this fact. It's straight freaking BS. They could give two damns about social, let alone economic equality and justice. Well, equality. Okay, well, justice for all the crap that they've done, all the oppression. That's why Mahatma Gandhi said oppression or poverty is the worst form of violence. That's why you have all this crap happening. People, right? It happened here just the other day. You don't think that's related to finances, to money? Just because some lady got a text message, right? A cheating message, and that's all it took? No. It's gossip. It's culture. All this stuff. and then they're out there doing drugs. That's what it was about. It was about protecting your own ego and do the completely, and there's no justice. Justice would be a firing squad for people who do this kind of crap, but they don't. They use them as a meal ticket. They basically will feed off this meal ticket for 20 years, right? So that they and their offspring, when they get grandfathered into the freaking corrupt system, right? So, social and economic equality, yeah, it's like a carnival. Like they don't have anything better to do. Okay, so I told you about the Unbreakable Strong Woman channel. You can go listen to her because she's actually talking about something. Okay, so she's part of the 1%. I don't know why people's vertical live feed, the name is different than their YouTube channel name. That's kind of strange. I don't know. Like mine is Fresno, California, but when I'm on live stream, it says Parasite Zappers. So that's kind of strange. But yeah, I think it's controlled opposition. That whole thing. Even though there's positive aspects of it, right? Because ultimately, that the supreme being, the supreme intelligence, the creator, is in control. Okay? So, yeah, AI does not have perception. Perception is taste. Okay? And other feelings. And so that's all I've got for right now. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for liking the video. Subscribe to the video so that you can catch me when I'm doing a live stream. And today is Saturday. They're having sand drags out here. Believe it or not, out here in the boonies, way in the back over there. If I had a motorcycle, I'd go out there and I'd show you. They have like sand drags. They'll have motorcycles. They'll have those dune buggies and all this stuff. And everybody comes out here with their RVs and they spend the night, actually the whole weekend sometimes, I think. But it's way back there. It's about like 2 miles way back there. So that's what's going on out here right now. That's why you hear motorcycles right now. So today's Saturday, October the 18th, and the weather's nice. Crypto is taking a dump right now. I said what I thought it was going to do. I said 40% chance it's going to go down, right? I said I think 70% chance. I think it's going to go up to 130, and then it's going to come back down to 89. And I said, but I mean, I said it could go down, right? It could go down right now, and I said it's 40% chance that it will go down, and well, it went down. So it's down right now, and I guess they're blaming it on all the tariffs and trade war and all this different stuff. But I want to show you all the different electric cars that are here in the United States right now, and the ones that if you buy them, if you can find them, they're kind of difficult to find. I don't know if you know that or not. You have to know the model and the year, because they're hiding them. they're still fighting tooth and nail to make sure these electric cars, you know, are never, you know, they don't want electric cars. And so I've got the list from the utility company. Okay, I've got the list, and I'm going to show you the list of all the cars. You can go down and you can buy one here in California. And PG&E is giving incentives, rebates for you if you buy one of these used vehicles. And there's dozens and dozens of them. People don't even know they exist, right? And I'm going to show you all the different electric cars that are on that list. You can buy one. PG&E gives you $4,000. You know, if it's $5,000, which is a good car, you can, well, $10,000 is actually a really excellent car. You can get a 2019 for like $8,000, and PG&E is going to give you $4,000. So it's like you only paid $4,000 for it. And from what I'm reading, it's pretty quick. As soon as you send in the paperwork, it's very speedy, is what everybody's saying online. You can even go check it out yourself. And so I'm going to show the people this list, because for poor people, sometimes poor people can't afford to put fuel in their car. And the other thing that I plan on doing, making a solar energy, a solar station. Somebody right across the deal right here just built one. They got a solar station right there. It's probably about 5,000 watts. That's all you need to run all your appliances in your car. I mean, in your home, if you wanted to. It'll run your washing machine, your air conditioner, microwave oven, electric stove, everything. A 5,000 watt unit will do that, I'm pretty sure. Okay, and I want to build one of these, and they have devices already. You can plug right into it and charge your car. Okay, and so that's free energy. And they already have everything built for you. It's plug and play. And so I don't know when I'm going to be able to do that. Hopefully soon. Actually I don't know how. I don't know about construction, right? But I'm going to start with 2 panels. Put 2 panels out there, 600 watts, and go from there. And you know, even when I'm at 1,000 watts, I can charge the car. But yeah, one of those 5,000 watts that, you know, I think I could build a 1,000 watt system to charge the car. But not only that, but they got apps now. They have apps that it's called Electrify America. Has 5,000 chargers in the United States. They just teamed up with Google Maps. So whenever you're on Google Maps, it tells you where you can charge your car, tells you what power it is, how fast it'll charge your car, tells you if anybody's using the charger, right? And also on these apps, it tells you where you can go and charge your car for free. Most places, like your police department and your public libraries, have free chargers to charge your electric car. They have them right here where I'm at. People don't even know this, right? But as soon as people start to find out, like I gave you the scenario, hypothetical. If someone, you know, they need to go to a school dance or something, they need a ride to the prom or whatever, and they need to go to the Walmart, but the parents don't have any money for gas, right? This happens quite often. And once this a family these families start buying these used cars and charging their car for free, when this happens, you'll have these kids telling their parents, well, such and such mom's, she charges her car for free at the police department, or she charges her car for free at the uh, Fast and Friendly, or she charges her car for free at the public library. She just goes over there and plugs it in and charges up the car for free. Once they find that out, then they'll be on here looking for these electric vehicles because they're not easy to find. If you go on Craigslist and you look for a car, you can't search for EVs because they're hiding them. Okay? You have to know which model. You have to put the make and model in there for it to search for it. So that's why I'm going to show you this list with all these different electric vehicles that are here in the United States. You can buy a used vehicle and get a $4,000 rebate. And once the leadership in this country changes and they start to do what the rest of the world is doing, all places all around planet Earth, their governments let the citizens have access to Chinese vehicles. These Chinese vehicles have software, the electronics software is 10 years more advanced than the stuff we got here in the United States. And you can get one, you don't have to buy it used. You can get them in Australia, you can get them in Mexico, you can get them in United Kingdom, Netherlands, Switzerland, Italy, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, you name it. You can get them any of these places except the United States, brand new off the lot for under $10,000, what we pay for a used car. Okay? So that's what's coming. Even though we have all these electric cars, they don't compare to the ones from China are 10 years more advanced on their software. Okay? Even though we have all these electric cars here, we don't have the cars that the rest of the world has. All the places I just named and more, which are Xpeng, Neo, Geely, Cherry, Xiaomi, Xiome. I guess you pronounce that Xiaomi. Okay? These electric cars are not even here yet because these bozos don't want you to have a brand new car for $10,000. They want you to have a brand new car for $30,000. Okay? When you can go right here to Mexico and get you a brand new electric car for, I'm pretty sure it's $10,000. You can go right to the border. You can go to Mexicali. They have a BYD. Did I mention BYD? BYD stands for Build Your Dreams. This is like the most large, biggest EV car company on planet Earth. The electric car that Toyota sells, they buy it from BYD. then they just get it and change the stickers and change the emblem. Okay? And so these BYDs, you can get them right here in Mexicali. They have a BYD dealership. And BYD actually makes buses here in California. But the automobiles are not allowed in the United States, even though they're superior to the electric vehicles that are here. Okay? And so that's what I got going. So thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for more information. Oh yeah, I was going to show you that one video. What's that video called? If you got 1 second, I'll run back here and check and see if I. Oh yeah, here it is. I found it. You know, there used to be no issue remembering this stuff, right? Memory is just, I guess it's from stress. But here's the video. I'll wait for it to come up here so that you can see it. It's a documentary. I'm pretty sure you can watch it for free on YouTube. Okay, and it's called The Weather Underground. Okay, Weather Underground. And that shows you what real protests are about, not these carnival crap they've got going on. Okay, these people were really protesting a corrupt government, and back in the 1960s. So all you people out there protesting, watch this documentary. Okay, that's all I've got. It's called it's called The Weather Underground. And it also talks about Black Panthers. Okay, it says Negli anni accanto Eli Black Panthers. This is in Spanish. Why did they write this in Spanish? Un grupo di Giovanni Bianchi in l'America. That's weird. Why is this written in Spanish? The rest is written in English, but I never noticed that. I don't know why they did that. But here's the DVD. The Weather Underground. Okay. And it's a document by Sam Green, Bill Siegel. Winter San Francisco Film Festival, Winter Seattle International Film Festival, and Sundance Film Festival. Okay. And the year it was manufactured, I don't know. But I'm sure you can find it with that. Voice narrated by Lily Taylor. Okay. It has Bill Ayers, Kathleen Cleaver, Bernadine Dorn. That's the girl that was protesting. When that girl was speaking, it reminded me of her. She's a lot older now, of course, though, but she was probably the same age as the girl that was protesting, speaking on the mic. She especially should watch this. If I couldn't really understand how she could not have watched this. If she's doing the stuff she's doing, she'd probably watch it already. Brian Flanagan, David Gilbert, Naomi Jaffe, Mark Rudd, Laura Whitehorn, and Todd Gitlin. Okay, Academy Award nominee, Best Documentary Feature. The Weather Underground. For all you people out there protesting, if you want to see what real protests look like. Okay? Passionate about social and especially economic equality and justice. Thank you for watching. Thanks for leaving the likes. And thank you for subscribing. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening. Signing out from Central Joaquin Valley, California.